ago. If somebody had said, Ron, I think you're going to do a science fiction picture one of these days, I probably would have said, no way, because I'm interested in the characters and I'm interested in the story that those characters have to tell.
Okay, everybody looking? Adjust your mask, Wilford.
Despite his prediction, Ron Howard has just finished directing the Zanuck Brown production of Cocoon. What attracted Ron to the science fantasy is just what he was looking for. Characters.
Reminds me a lot of the old Twilight Zone formula, which was take relatively ordinary people into a bizarre situation and see how they respond.
Jack, this is the chart I was telling you.
This land? What is this?
This is actually an underwater configuration map.
I've seen these.
Yeah, it's brand new development.
Japanese have these.
Yeah, that's right. Japanese development.
The story of Cocoon concerns a group of humans who become involved with some mysterious strangers.
You're making me very curious about you.
When the humans find out that these strangers are from another planet, the adventure just begins.
What's the problem, Jack?
She's not normal. There's something very abnormal about her.
We're telling a tale, but we're getting to use these characters that you're not used to seeing. And I think that makes it much more entertaining, much more interesting, much funnier, and much more exciting, too, because I think you're really going to be rooting for those folks.
The folks Ron Howard is talking about include some of the acting profession's most renowned practitioners. Besides Tawny Welch, Steve Guttenberg, newcomer Tyrone Power Jr., and Brian Dennehy. The cast includes such veterans of stage and screen as Hume Cronyn and Jessica
Why don't we dance?
What? Oh, sure.
Don Ameche and Gwen, Wilford Brimley and Maureen Stapleton, Jack Guilford and Herta Ware.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, you're not going to dance for me, that's one.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
When I was growing up in the theater, I mean, they were in the pantheon of theater sainthood. And to work with them, to have the opportunity to work with them, and even better, to have the opportunity to get to know them on an individual basis has been a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and I'm just so delighted that it could happen.
And just walking out onto the set every day and seeing these people, it was, I was just awesome.
Hume Cronyn called me on the phone and he said, now I know I'm old enough to be your grandfather, but you have to be like my dad in this situation. You know, you're the director and I'm the actor, so tell me what you want, Ron.
Jesse and I have reached an age where, with 50 years' experience, people are inclined to treat us with undue reverence. That can be very lonely.
We just do the job. I mean, we just open our mouths and say the lines the best of our ability.
It's a profession. It's a job. I mean, I don't see theater, and I'm going to work.
It was over 4 years ago when producer Lily Feeney Zanuck first decided to turn a then unpublished novel into the movie Cocoon.
I think initially material, it has to be more than an infatuation. It has to be something that you can fall in love with, so that over a period of time, dimensions of it unfold as opposed to a one-night stand.
This labor of love involved meticulous planning, from boards for the special effects sequences, training actors to dive underwater. Visitors from another galaxy rent Steve Guttenberg's boat in order to retrieve some cocoons from the bottom of the ocean.
No, thanks, Jack. We're doing fine. Excuse me.
This meant several actors had to learn to scuba dive. Brian Dennehy, Hume Cronyn and Wilford Brimley, Jessica Tandy, and Tawny Welch. Their teacher was actor and diving instructor Mike Nomad, who had trained Howard to dive during the filming of Splash.
This is a very dangerous sport because you're dealing with deep water. And the way I train people to dive is to set up boundaries for them
that I know they're never going to be able to do in the first place. Because as their instructor, what I have to teach them to do is to recognize and respect their own human limitations. It's just not like diving in your swimsuit in a swimming pool. When you put on full diving dress, it's heavy, it's bulky, it's awkward, and it throws you off balance. And having your peripheral vision shut off and having a single air source is a tough thing for a lot of people, and just being in that wetsuit. And you start to perspire and you just get exhausted inside these things because you end up waiting. I don't dress people till the very last moment. You just can't afford to have somebody sitting around that wetsuit because they'll just be whipped by the time.
If you pay attention to the rules and do it properly, it's no problem. The difficulty is that we're wearing these outrageous costumes. And the combination of the underwater costumes and the fancy gear that we have to carry it's a little difficult to be graceful.
Adjust your mask, Wilford!
Once the actors had learned the basics in a swimming pool, Mike quickly got them into the ocean, where they were easily distracted by this new and intriguing world.
In the ocean, there are so many beautiful things out there to look at, it takes their mind off the fact that they may be drowning. See, they think, I'm going to drown, I'm never coming out of this alive. Oh, look at that pretty fish. Isn't that beautiful? You get their attention off survival, which is what they're all worried about in the initial training process.
And nothing fascinated the actors more than the dolphins with whom they act.
They got very excited when we came down, and they were pew, 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 back and forth, and then coming up out of the water and then going back down, and they'd look, like a really jovial sort of creature because they seemed to be grinning the whole time. They just were very happy.
The first time I was in the water with them was at night, and being in the water at night with 9 elephants is like, and especially in their turf, it's kind of scary. And they're the only animal I've ever been around that has a true soul. A dog has a soul, but they kind of look at you and they're kind of, puppies type. But the dolphin looked at me, all the dolphins looked at me like they really knew what was going on. They were aware, and they were having a good time knowing that I was scared of them.
We've got dolphins. We've got a lot of members of the cast. We have a lot of story threads running through. And we have a lot of different locations. So there's a lot to worry about in terms of the film.
Months before principal photography began, the magicians at George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic were already hard at work designing Cocoon's.
Down right there. You got it. You always have to try and outdo what you've done in the past, and also just out of just a simple state of getting bored by doing the same thing over and over. You want to try something different all the time, and so I'm always looking for a new approach, not perhaps a new technique, but a new.
The story itself has so much to it that you could almost never show the aliens at all and it would still work. And the extra magic that we're putting in this film is going to make it, is really going to push it that much more and really make it, I think, a wonderful film.
What the hell are those?
All the actors were confronted with physically demanding roles, particularly those actors whose characters find physical activity getting easier. But once they start swimming in the pool where the cocoons are stored, the characters' lives change in remarkable ways.
I feel tremendous. I'm ready to take on the world.
In the case of Steve Guttenberg and Tani Welch, the cocoons lead to a very close extraterrestrial encounter.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch you. What's the big deal? All right, I want to tell you the truth. You're not my first Interium. I'm not naming names,
Jack.
but...
Go to the other side of the pool. The Antarians are not that alien, really. I mean, they really are more human-like than most aliens that you normally see. So they're much more emotional than you would probably expect an alien to be.
In Cocoon, the Antarians learn what it means to be human.
All we can do tonight, we'll help you.
And because of the adventure they share together, the humans discover the rewards of taking a risk.
We'll never be sick, we won't get any older, and we won't ever die.
This film is about hope and love. It's about things happening that are that are good and joyous, and the world, the future looks bright. And I think people are going to walk out of this picture feeling real good.
And they certainly do. In the past, so many movies have depicted aliens from outer space as terrifying monsters causing all manner of destruction. But the group in Cocoon, led by Dennehy, are about as friendly as could be. It's great stuff and a really smashing picture. Don't miss it.
4 to 5 times a week. This morning, 24 to 25 minutes, I exercise hard, where my heart rate is really up, so as I can cleanse all the blood vessels and get all the debris out of the way.
But what do you mean, with weights and everything?
No, I just do aerobics and that, yeah, running in place I do, and I do squats, I touch my toes, you know, that kind of thing. I do hard exercise, push-ups, I did 60 push-ups this morning. You know, this is, for a man my age, you know, you're getting into pretty violent things, and it makes your heart rate go up, and that's what I do it for, deliberately do it for that. But then every day, when I'm living in California, I walk over 6 miles every day also, besides all that.
Cocoon The Return kan je vanaf morgen helemaal gaan zien.